Liverpool star Trent Alexander-Arnold's grandmother once dated Manchester United legend Sir Alex Ferguson. Before Alexander-Arnold was a star player for Jurgen Klopp's team, his maternal grandmother Doreen Carling was dating Sir Alex, as revealed in the United icon's autobiography. Sir Alex described Doreen as his first steady girlfriend, and they were together for about 18 months during their teenage years in Glasgow. However, like many first loves, their relationship eventually fizzled out. Doreen later moved to New York and got married, ending any chance of rekindling her romance with Fergie. This move also meant that Alexander-Arnold could have played international football for the United States before he decided to play for England. Liverpool have set plenty of records over the last few years, but one of their former stars had a unique achievement of his own, the most high fives in 1 minute. The quite bizarre world record belonged to none other than ex-Reds forward Takumi Minamino, who accomplished the feat in 2014 while he was playing for Cerezo Osaka in Japan. Remarkably, Minamino, who joined Liverpool from Red Bull Salzburg, high-fived 187 people in 60 seconds. He explained the story in an interview with the club's official website that he said, "Yes, I held the record for the most high-fives in a minute, but I think it has been broken. It happened when I played for Cerezo Osaka and it was an event organized by the club for people living in the area, in the town," the 29-year-old continued. "About 200 people queued up in a line in a shopping center, and as I was the youngest player in the team I was chosen to join them. I had to run down the line and high-five them, and I managed to make the Guinness World Records. It is a very good memory and we still talk about it. Maybe it would be good fun if I celebrated a goal for Liverpool like this." Unfortunately for Minamino, he didn't get to celebrate too many Liverpool goals in the same fashion, netting just 14 goals in 55 games in his 2.5 seasons at Anfield. Mohamed Salah won the Puskas Award at the FIFA Best Awards. But the decision was met with derision, as it appeared that his curling effort was well behind other nominees like Gareth Bale's UEFA Champions League final acrobatic finish, Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kick in the quarter-finals, and Australian Riley McGree's scorpion kick. Benjamin Pavard's stunning World Cup volley was also unlucky to miss out to Salah's effort. However, a public vote run by FIFA determined his strike against Everton in December of 2017 was the best goal scored anywhere in the world. Surprisingly, Salah's goal against Everton didn't even win Premier League Goal of the Month. Jermaine Defoe's Marco van Basten impression against Crystal Palace earned the veteran striker the December 2017 honour for Best Goal of the Month, though he had to settle for the lesser honour than Salah in the end. Former Arsenal and Barcelona midfielder, Alex Song has a staggering 17 sisters and 10 brothers. The Cameroonian intends to look after and care for each one of them and be the father that he never had as a child growing up in Africa. "I have 17 sisters and 10 brothers. I have a big family. But they are all very important to me. Every single one of them. I love them all. My family is so important to me. I was only 3 years old when my father died. I didn't know him, and that is why I am so determined to be there for my family." Sporting Lisbon striker Leon Dost went on an incredible run which saw him find the net 45 times with his first touch. Dost ended an incredible run of 45 goals scored with first-time finishes in Sporting's game against Belenenses. The then 28-year-old striker scored the equaliser at 1-1 for his side Sporting in their Primera Liga clash. Most top players spend a career striving to win a Champions League final. Ryan Bertrand achieved it on his debut in European club football's elite competition. Not only was Chelsea's against all-odds victory over Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena in 2012 his first European game, it remains one of only 4 appearances he has ever made in the Champions League. He looks back to that night in Munich, when he played left midfield in front of Cole in a Chelsea team depleted by suspensions and injuries, as proof he has the temperament and ability to handle anything the game might throw at him. Ryan Bertrand admits he draws on confidence from Champions League win over Bayern Munich. "A player's confidence can go up and down in a season, but what always pulls me round is the confidence I took from that night," he said. "I think, you've been in the biggest arena and managed to do well. The whole achievement of that Champions League year is something I become more in awe of the further away it gets, especially when I think of all the great teams and great players who have won the competition. It was a surreal night. Milan won Serie A for a third consecutive time with a mere 36 goals scored in 34 games, but conceding only 15, which was largely down to their strong defensive line, with Franco Baresi and Paolo Maldini as key players to thank for their third consecutive domestic success. The trident of Van Basten, Rijkaard, and Gullit was no longer together, and Milan returned to the traditional defensive Italian style of football. It was successful, but not beautiful. The dynamism and fluidity of the game had been lost, and eventually the quality of the team declined a lot. Marco van Basten announced his retirement in 1995, following 2 years on the sidelines, and manager Fabio Capello's departure to Real Madrid proved to be the final nail in the coffin. Scottish Premiership club Motherwell once played Real Madrid in the final of the Copa del Rey and won. The club had finished second in the Scottish top flight in the 1926-27 season when they were invited to a special post-season edition of the Spanish competition, along with Swansea City. Both British clubs headed to Madrid for the exclusive competition, with the official version having been won by Real Union against Real Madrid that season. Motherwell would face fellow foreign guest Swansea in the semi-finals before heading to the final where they eventually clashed with the famous Los Blancos. The semi-final match marked the first time two sides from the United Kingdom faced each other on Spanish soil. It was the Scots that booked their place in the final, edging Swansea 4-3 as King Alfonso XIII of Spain watched on in attendance. The king even went on to tell publications that the match was a brilliant display of scientific football. Motherwell were poised to face 5-time Copa del Rey winners Real Madrid 2 days after the win over Swansea City. May 17, 1927 saw the Steelmen face Los Merengues on their own turf and run out 3-1 winners. Javier Mascherano earned full international honors for Argentina before he had made his senior debut at River Plate. After stellar performances in the youth ranks, he was drafted into the national side and made his debut in 2003 against Uruguay in a friendly.